hello, Planneret. Are you feeling scattered or behind or like there's just never enough time in the day? In this live stream, I'm going to show you a simple daily planning method that helps you stay focused, protect your energy, and finally feel on top of things without having to schedule every single minute. We'll walk through how I use energy blocking on my daily planner page, not just time blocking, and how it's helped me stay productive without the burnout. And I'll show you my daily layout, my top 3 priorities method, and how I make room for breaks and breathing space. And if you stick around until the end, I'll give you a full flip through of my new A5 Traveler's Notebook setup and show you everything I've added and how I'm using it. Plus, my Vault sale is officially live, but only until Thursday, July 17th at 11:59 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. I'll go over everything that's included and why I'm retiring those inserts forever after that date. So if you're ready, let's go. Hi there, and if you're new here, I'm Marianne and I help women use planning, self care, and simple habits to go from overwhelmed to calm, one page at a time. But before we dive in, let's check in who is here. Let's have a look. Hello, hello, Elle. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Cindy is here. Hi, Plannerettes. Nice to see you. Irene. Hello, everyone. We'll be listening quietly in the background today. Too much housework to do today. Well, we'll keep you company while you're doing housework, Irene. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. Denise, hello. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know, is this your first time? Welcome. So I appreciate you being here. Let's unmute that. Let's do that again for Denise and welcome you. Yay! Yay! Charlotte, hello everyone. Nice to see you. Brenda, hi. Nice to see you again. Thank you so much for joining me. Plannerets assemble. Steph is in the house. Hope everyone is well. I appreciate you all being here. I am loving it. So I want you to share in the live, or of course, if you are watching on replay, in the comment section, what's your win for the week, big or small. You need to make sure that we are looking for the big wins, the small wins, the tiny wins, every wins that we are having daily or weekly. It's important that we train our brain to spot them because that's what it will start spotting. So whatever you focus on, that's what it'll start to filter through. Okay, so let me know in the chat, or if you are watching on replay, what is your win for the week? For me, a big win is I learned new things when it comes to my Shopify store. So I had to learn how to protect my store and ensure that I reduce any risk fraudulent activities on there. So that's what I was spending my time on over the weekend. And even though it was frustrating me, it was getting me really angry, I turned it around and thought, well, look, what is it on the other side of those big emotions? And I learned new things. So let me know. Make sure I'll come back and check what you have written down. So then that way we can also celebrate you. I'm loving it. All right. Thank you so much for everybody who's here and have said hello. Okay. So now, like I said, it's really important that when we are looking at planning our day, there is this thing that I've changed, I've shifted my thinking when it comes to time blocking. I'm looking at it about and thinking energy blocking. So what is it? So traditional time blocking, let me make sure I've got all my things. Traditional time blocking is about assigning tasks to rigid hours. 9 to 10, do emails, 10 to 11, work on the report, right? But life rarely fits neatly into these hourly chunks, especially when you're juggling a lot. Or if you don't have a traditional 9 to 5 job like I do, there's no set time. You know, the boss isn't watching you going, all right, clock in at 9 o'clock, have your break at 10:30, go to lunch at 12:30, come back and do that work. So time blocking for a lot of us is too rigid. And so an alternative way to look at it is energy blocking, because it's going to be a lot more realistic. So it's really about mapping out your day based on your natural energy, not the clock. All right. So let me share with you how I block my day based on my energy. All right. So think of it, instead of doing 9 to 10, 10 to 11, or 12 to 3, or 4 to 6, think of it as your energy level. What times of the day do you have most energy, less energy, no energy? And by doing that, by blocking those times, you are going to be able to assign your tasks and to do's a lot better. So this is my A5 traveler's notebook. I recently purchased a traveler's notebook. I think I bought it last week. So for those of you who haven't seen my Instagram post, you're probably going, whoa, what is this? But it's okay. I'm going to go through this and flip through everything. So let me show you last week's um, daily page. Okay, so I like to plan weekly spreads as well as daily spreads, because then it helps me funnel my focus into just, the day at hand and not get distracted, because I know I get really distracted. Hello there, Diane, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here, and welcome to you as well. Yay, I think this is your first time. We have some new first timers here at the Marianne Kress Show. I love it. Yes, we are happy to have you here. Thank you, Steph. My little cheer squads are here, and so really appreciate you. So this is my daily 2-page spread, which is part of my Ultimate Planner Bundle Printable. So I'll do when we go through a flip through, I'll show you everything. But as you can see here, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit on one of my daily spread. So this was last Monday. So of course, if you have any time specific task, then you would put it, that's when you would block it for that particular time. But if there's other things, like I know in the morning, I have the most energy. So let me show you how I based my energy blocking on the tasks that I would like to do for the day. So this is my habit tracker. So it has all the habits and routines that I would ideally like to do on a daily basis. So building up those habits and routines to make me more effective and more efficient in the way I plan and action my tasks. So in the morning, okay, I have the most energy. So I want to make sure that I do the things that require the most energy, or the most important, or the most urgent. So if you're not a morning person, don't schedule tasks during that time that require a lot of thinking power, a lot of energy. So just because there's lots of things out there like the 5 a.m.ers, or like the first thing in the morning, do this, do that. But if you're a person and you're more of a night owl and do get a lot of things done, then put things on the time or energy blocks that don't require much energy. Hello, Susan. Nice to see you. I love it. I love it so much. I appreciate you being here. So we're just talking about energy blocking, and I'm just showing how for me, the mornings, first thing, that's my me time. Okay, so even though it's the most time that I have the most energy, technically I should be doing a lot of the tasks or to-dos that require my energy, my focus, my if it's urgent, if it's important. But guess who's important? Me. Guess who's important? You. You need to make sure you are blocking time and energy for you. Why? It's because you got to fill your own cup, right? You got to fill your own tank. So if the first thing in the morning, you're already, of course, you're probably dehydrated, so you need to make sure you drink some water. So let me show you some of my morning routines. Okay, so these are the things you need to start thinking about when you're planning your day. When you're looking, it's not just about productivity and getting things done. It's making sure that you are at your optimum level, because if you're not well, not just physically, we're not just talking about physically, you're sick, you've got a cold, you've got the flu, or you've strained something, but also emotionally and mentally, you need to be at your best. And the best way to do that is look after yourself. So for me, first thing in the morning, glass of water, stretching. So stretching out those, tense muscles, because that is signaling to your brain, hey, we're tense. Why are we, do we need to battle something that's difficult, or do we need to run away from something? So that's your fight, flight, or freeze mode. When your body's tense, that's signaling to your brain what's happening. Why are we tense? So drink, do your drink water, stretch, go and acknowledge how you're feeling. So I have my mood log. Why? It's important to acknowledge how we're feeling, because then it allows us to respond to our day better. If you know you're cranky, me, cranky mom, something will set me off the first thing. Maybe, the towel wasn't hung up, or the kitchen sink is full of dishes, right? I know that it's going to set me off. But by acknowledging your mood and going, I'm feeling really frustrated at the moment. Why? Because, things are not in place. So, what do I need to do? By acknowledging your mood, you are making sure you're responding to your day rather than reacting. So, maybe, be a little bit kinder to yourself or kinder to your children, that when they do something, that you're not going to scream their head off. So, it's really important. I love, yes, everyone is here. I love it, Elle. So, yeah, so it's really important that you are putting tasks and habits that's for you first thing in the morning, right? So, even if your energy level is not high, this is even more important, because you need to make sure you are filling your cup. So, that, you can't pour from an empty cup, or, the analogy of put your oxygen mask on first. This is really important. So, whether you have a lot of energy or not first thing in the morning, make yourself a priority. So, you will see when I plan my day how this is really important. So, I'm giving you the breakdown, because when I do plan in my daily planner, because I only have half an A5 page, these are the things. So then you go, well, what's in your morning routine, Marianne? Okay, and then I meditate. So I just use the Headspace app. So it's a guided meditation. It's a great practice for me for when I am feeling low. I have anxious thoughts. I refer to the skill that I'm building in focusing on my breathing to help me not get stuck in my own head. And then, of course, I upload content on my Instagram and take my pills and vitamins. All right. So then, other routines that I like to do are getting my steps in. So, 5 minutes of my walking pad, also doing a 5 minute tidy up. Okay. And then having a look at the top priority that I have listed for myself. So, I'll show you how you can figure out what top priorities to assign yourself on a daily basis to ensure that you, if nothing else gets done, but one, two, or all three of these top three priorities are done, then it is a win. I love it. Thank you, everybody. You guys are so good at making sure everyone is welcomed here. And then have a look at also in the comment section. You've probably seen that there's little crowns next to some of those names. So this is just YouTube's new way of, highlighting those fans and those in the live chat who are most engaged. So if you want a number 1, 2, or 3, make sure that you are, engaging in the comment section, and, welcoming everybody else, and of course letting me know if you have any questions along the way. Ask it, so then that way, I'll either answer it then and there, or if we have time later on. Really important that no question is ever silly, because of course, someone else, if you're asking it, someone else is asking the same question. So this morning's session here, the tasks and habits that I have, allows me to get to the most important things done when I have the most energy. So again, I'm filling my cup full to help me tackle the rest of the day and be ready for what the day may throw at me. Because I don't know about you, but things are never go according to plan, right? So you have to have, it's Think of your me time, your habits and routines for your morning as your armor. Okay, so for those of who are in my plannerettes inner circle, my founding members, and those who have watched me for a while, I love analogies because I'm a visual person, I'm a visual learner. So if you think of your me time, your self care time, looking after yourself as your armor, right? So if you go into battle, for whatever the day throws at you, by having your armor, you'll be able to have resilience. You'll be able to fight off any, emergency tasks or anything that do come up. But if you're not filling your cup and you're not resetting or re-energizing yourself, that's when, you know, a tiny little thing might set you off. A tiny little thing in the day might make you feel doubtful, might make you feel like you can't do anything. Okay? Make sure, please, for those of you who are overwhelmed, who are feeling a little bit burnout, who are feeling a little bit stuck, I want you to review your last week's planner pages. And I want you to tell yourself or tell me right now how many things in that task and to-do list were you related, were for you specifically. Not for the house, not for the kids, not for the work, not for anything else, but you. Have you put in and planned intentionally something for you? Now, this doesn't have to be grand. It doesn't have to be mani-pedis, facials, right? It could just be a nice, warm cup of coffee or tea or whatever your favorite beverage is. Hello, Christine. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. It's good to be here with you all. I appreciate you being here. And of course, Cindy is also one of my top cheerleading squad over there in the live chat. I appreciate you. All right. So if you're not a morning person, there is no rule that says you got to do your traditional morning routines in the morning. Maybe you might do them in the afternoon, maybe that lull time between after dinner and just before bed. You can do that too. Again, wherever it fits in with your energy, do that. All right. So then the other things, midday or early, just after my morning routine, this is my focus time. All right. This is when I do my non-negotiable tasks, any projects I have, things that I know will move the needle in whatever area of focus I have dedicated for that day. So this is the ones where it requires a little bit more brain power. And so what I like to do for that one is I call it my focus time. Okay, so let's see. Here we go. All right, so this was last Monday, focus time. So what time is that? That's from 9 to 12. So that's 3 hours of focus time. And then, of course, I outline what those things are. So for me, focus time is about doing 2 to 3 hours of broken into pomodoro sections. Okay, so what is pomodoro technique? Let me know in the chat if you've heard the term, if you use a pomodoro technique when you're working, or you've heard about it but really have never tried it before. So let me know. This is a great opportunity for you to pop it in the chat, or of course if you are watching a replay. I use what's called a pomodoro technique when it comes to the focus time. Okay, so let me just show you there. Okay, there's my daily planning page from Monday to Thursday, and that was Friday to Sunday. Okay, so type it in, never heard of it, have heard of it, but never tried it, or want to give it a go. So what is a Pomodoro technique? It's about breaking down your work into 25 minutes session. Any longer than that, what happens is, you get distracted, squirrel, or you'll start looking your phone and having a look at those notifications. So yeah, any longer than 25 minutes, you lose focus, you get distracted easily, or your mind starts to wander. So that's why it's important after 25 minutes of focus time, you take a 5-minute break. Okay, so that 5 minute break, it's that little booster to your energy, and it's like as if you're plugging the charger on yourself and recharging your phone, right? So the same way, making sure that we are, constantly taking breaks, and then once the 5 minute break is done, you work another 25 minutes, then 5 minutes break, and then by that time you've done 1 hour of focus time. You're not distracted. You're not looking at doing two things at the same time. This thing for women that, oh, women are great multitaskers. Do you know we're not supposed to be doing too many things at the same time? Because you lose by having too many things to focus on. You're most effective because you're starting, you're stopping, you're starting, you're stopping. So let me know. Let me see who here. Hi, glad you're here. Hello there, Handmade by Neats. Nice to see you. Is this your first time as well? Let me know. Yay! Welcome. I appreciate you being here. I'm loving this. We have some wonderful new faces and new names in the chat. Diane says, heard of it but never tried it. Excellent. I love Pomodoro. Helps me focus easier. Exactly, because so you can put a timer on your phone, put 25 minutes and then a 5 minute timer. I have this. I don't think I put the link in the description. So this is a Pomodoro timer. Let me see. So there's a 25. You've got a 25-minute timer for focus time, and then the 5 minutes for break. So this one, I'll make sure to pop it in. But this is from Minimal Desk Setup. It's an Australian company, and so let's see if we start it. Okay. Oops. Oh, okay. I have to reset. So I must have. Let me reset. Okay, 25 minutes. You put that or whatever kitchen timer. So Pomodoro is actually Italian, tomato in Italian, and it's based on the tomato kitchen timer. So this Italian guy from I think early 80s who coined the Pomodoro technique. So he puts 25 minutes on the the timer, the kitchen timer, work for 25 minutes, and then once the 25 minutes is up, it clicks over to 5 minutes, and then that's when you take your break. Have a toilet break, have water, fill up your coffee, and whatever else. All right, so first time catching a live. Yes, I'm so happy that you are here. You will start to see that the wonderful plannerettes, that's what we call ourselves in the chat, are very welcoming, and there's all such wonderful, wonderful women. I appreciate you being here, Neat. All right, so productivity gurus actually talk about, doing 4 hours of focus time in the day. So that doesn't mean it's like 4 hours in one chunk, but, have an hour here or 1 to 2 hours here or 3 hours. For me, I actually lose focus after 2.5 to 3 hour mark. So I am okay if I do here focus time is 3 hours, because then I allow for myself breathing space. And then I think, so that's 3 hours there. Let's have a look here. Focus time 2 hours, and then 2 hours in the evening. Okay, so have a think. Oops, my earpiece fell off. Have a think. If you are working your day, whatever task and to-dos that you have, are you like, getting distracted, or are you not focusing on it because you'll do 5 minutes of it and then you'll get distracted by something else? I highly recommend and suggest you try it. Get your kitchen timer, put 25 minutes on. If you are highly distracted by your phone, put it over that you can't reach it. Because I don't know about you, when I see those numbers on, the little notification ping, or you see it, the drop down to say, oh, you got this, or you got a message, I'm like, oh, I want to check it. I want to check it. So if you get highly distracted by your phone, put it away on the other side of the room, and block out whatever time of the day you have the most energy. So don't do it. For me, after 3, my energy level, no. Even if I try and focus, my mind is just like, oh, I don't want to do this or I can't do this. All right. So, really important that you start putting time and energy into your day depending on where you have the most energy. Okay. You're going to be more effective and efficient when it comes to your work. Okay. So, now later in the afternoon, around about, they call it, let me know if you're also in the US, for those, because majority of you are in the US. Do you have what's called the 3:30 itis? So when I used to work a normal 9 to 5 job, 3:30 is when, the normal 10 to 15 minute break will be scheduled. So you'll how you go make yourself a coffee in the kitchen, because the energy, there's that slump. So if you also have the 3:30 itis, then you don't want to go and schedule any tasks that require a lot of mental energy during that time, because it's just not going to happen. You're going to get distracted. You're probably already, that your energy level has depleted. So this is a great time to do tasks that don't require much effort. Maybe clearing your inbox or answering emails or clearing your desk or folding the laundry or tidying up the kitchen. All right. So have a think. What time of the day do I have where my energy level is a lot lower? Because that's when you should put your tasks that don't require a lot of effort. So if in the morning you're like, oh, I'm still trying to wake up, Marianne. I don't have time to, I don't want to do any of my me time, or I don't want to do any of my focus or pomodoro time. Let me go look at the emails. Let me go, tidy up the laundry, tidy up all those things. So are you getting some aha moments and going, ah, no wonder why I'm not as effective or being productive, because I am matching tasks that require a lot of mental capacity during my energy block where my energy level is low. So start to match. And there is no rule. If you want to do your morning routine during the evening, do that. You know how when sometimes I actually still feel a little bit weird eating cereal during the evening. I see my husband and my children, my boys eat cereal, at 9 o'clock to, top up their bellies. But for me, my thinking is like, cereals aren't for nighttime, cereals are for breakfast. But you can change the rule. There is no rule that says you got to do tasks at a certain, times of the day. Match it to your energy. Hello there, Tamara. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you being here. We're just talking about planning your tasks, habits, and routines based on how much energy it takes and match it to the time of the day that you have the most energy. I love it. Okay, so that was, energy blocking. All right, so now what I do is I like to ideally I go and schedule at 3:30 my get outside, because I plan, I work at my desk, I do content creations, I film. I'm always at my desk, and I'm making changes to make sure I get myself outside. So 3:30 is when I normally should go and get myself out there, catch some daylight, get my vitamin D levels up. Really important. But sometimes lately I don't do it, because then I actually take my naps. I love naps, and making sure like that 10 to 15-minute naps gets my energy back up. All right. So it's really important that another part of your self care and looking after yourself, what is it that you can do that can lift up your energy? That might be reading. Okay, that might be doing your crossword puzzle. That might be knitting. That might be doing paint by numbers. Have a think. When you have a slump, what is it that will bring you joy, that can help bring that energy back up? Or, have a think. When you're plugging in the charger to your phone, what is it that will make those bars light up when it comes to energy? And then when I come back, that's when I'll do the admin work, errands like emails or computer work or lighter tasks. I love it. Hello, everyone's saying hello. And then in the afternoon, I just slow down, right? That's when I have another me time. I actually don't have anything like scheduled in particular. It's just whatever I want to do. So if I want to go on my phone and scroll through the reels, Facebook, I love watching Judge Judy. I love watching reaction videos. I love watching, recently, I love watching Finding Your Family or all these. So I go and have me time in the afternoon where I know my brain power is not at its optimum. So I give myself permission to rest and enjoy the things I like to do without the guilt. So if you too love watching your reels and you want to scroll through, but make sure you give yourself a time block. Right? Don't be going and have 3 hours later you haven't done anything because you've just watched lots and lots of Judge Judy shows. All right. So let me know. Do you block your day based on your energy? Or are you the traditional 9 to 11, I do this, 12 to 3, I do this? But start to go and assess or reflect the tasks that I assign for those times of the day match the energy that I normally have. And if you don't know your energy level, start noting it down. Just start going, why is it so hard for me to focus on the task at hand when I know what I need to do, but I just got to do it? Maybe it's because it's just you're in a slump. That's not the best time to do it. Okay, so really important that you are making sure in your planning that you are putting time for yourself. So you can see here, I have my morning routine that I spoke about earlier that's in my habit tracking. And then I also have a little bit of me time in the afternoon before dinner. Why? Because this is going to help prevent burnout. It's going to help you keep focused on what matters but still allow for flexibility when things come up that you haven't planned, for when life throws curveballs at you, because it always does, right? So really important. All right, I'm seeing some thumbs up there. I am loving it. Thank you so much. And of course, if you are getting some aha moments, let me know or give this live stream a thumbs up, so then that way I know, oh, okay, what I'm saying is helpful, because it's only recently that I have changed my thinking when I'm planning my day and going by energy block. Because then things like, oh, workout, you should do workout first thing in the morning. And I went, I don't want to do workout first thing in the morning, because even though that's the time I have the most energy, workout requires a lot of, physical energy. And if I feel like it's going to drain me. So then I do my workout later in the evening, even though the people say don't get your heart rate up an hour or so before bed, but that's when I feel like I get more out of it, rather than trying to do it in the morning and thinking of it as a chore rather than something that is going to be helpful to me. Brenda says, I'm definitely a morning person, but also get a surge of energy in the evening. Me too. Like at 9 o'clock, that's when I can get a lot of stuff done. So then you can break up, your top priorities, maybe one in the morning and one in the evening. So again, there's no rule that you have to get everything done by a certain time of the day. This is your life. This is the way your brain works, and how you got to make sure it also fits within your lifestyle. I love that. My energy is high between 9 to 11. Fantastic. And making sure that you don't assign tasks that you can do later in the day that doesn't require. So if 9 to 11 is you have the most energy, don't use it for emails. Don't use it for, laundry, or don't use it for things that, because, yeah, you're depleting energy for things that may not move the needle. Right, things that will make a big difference for your day, for your work, for your home, for your children. So start having a think. Hmm, maybe I'm not as effective in my daily planning because I'm creating or assigning tasks to times of the day where it's not matching my energy level. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's go plan. And I'll show you how I plan using a daily planner. Okay, so like I said, this is part of my Ultimate Planner Bundle Printable. I just created it, a new version, the notebook version. So this is A4 paper. And then if you fold it in half, it creates a nice little notebook booklet. So let me see if I can pop that in the chat right now. So if you haven't seen my my printable download, I've got the link there. Oh, I see a new face, or rather a new name. Where are we? Baby, no, 5B8 by Club. Hi, nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you being here. Let's make sure we welcome you. Yay! Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, and make sure that you say hello to everybody else in the chat. Let me quickly, I do use the Pomodoro method, and sometimes I play beat the clock. Yes, when I'm feeling lazy and need to get things done, make the bed, unload the dishwasher. And I give myself 10 minutes and race to see how much I get done. I love that. You know what you're doing, Brenda? You're gamifying your tasks, because our brain likes to always, see progress, and gamification is one of the ways our brain starts to seek a reward. So what you're doing is really this, what a lot of marketing, what are these, what these social media things is. How is it that you can make it fun? How can you make it addictive? I used to actually time myself when my husband used to work outside of the home, and in an office environment, and he has to wear collared shirt. I love ironing. I don't know why. I think it's because it has a clear start and finish, and you see the transformation from a wrinkled shirt to a nice smooth shirt. So I used to time myself how long it takes me to iron one of his shirts. So I love that. Neat says, I'm easily distracted by the fun stuff. I've also noticed that when I've eaten, what I have eaten really has an impact on me. If I have a heavy lunch, I'm good for nothing. Yes, you feel lethargic and heavy. Me too. And of course, they talk about processed food as well, making sure that you're putting whatever you put in your body. I'm getting better with that, although I do love my chips and my Doritos and my sweets. So but yeah, I love the Ultimate Planner Bundle. I use it all. I love it. Diane says, my energy is high in the afternoon. Here you go. Someone's energy level is that you're an afternooner, right? So I just got my work hours changed to take advantage of that. I love that, Diane. I love that you have been able to spot when your best time is, and then being able to ask. See, this is asking for help, and knowing your own energy level makes a big difference into how you live your daily life. Oh, Diane, I'm so proud of you. I love that. Tamara says, I need the Ultimate Planner Bundle in pocket size. Yeah, the pockets are the only thing, is because it's so tiny, then it's going to be so many pages. Yes, I also love ironing. I thought I was the only one. No, I love it, because just how you see the transformation. And cleaning wise, I love cleaning the bathroom better than cleaning the kitchen, because you can just see the big change, the big difference. So you're not the only one. Yes, it is awesome, isn't it, Brenda, for Diane? I love that. So yeah, asking. All right, so let's go and plan. So in the Ultimate Planner Bundle, There's 5 weeks worth of well-being planner. So this is a great way for you to do your key areas of focus, morning journaling, wellness, and breaks. Hello there, Snazzy Vegan Life. Sharon, nice to see you. I love you, doodles. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, so all these little stickers as well. And my older son, we had a lunch date on Friday. I had, I was wasn't working, and I had finished doing my focus time, and I went, oh, I'm getting pretty hungry. And so I asked him to accompany me for lunch. So we had a nice lunch. So just a little shout out to my friend Sharon. So if you are a vegan, or even if you're not and want to know some great vegan recipes, make sure to check out her Snazzy Vegan Life, and so many great alternatives for things I would never have thought of, like meringue and using the chickpea. It's not really juice, is it? But yeah, so make sure to check out Snazzy Vegan Life. You don't have to be vegan. I'm not vegan, but she has some wonderful recipes there. All right, so it's got the Ultimate Planner Bundle has the Wellbeing Planner spread. I did the Plan With Me first week of the month. I did my Plan With Me on my weekly spread last week. So if you want to know all the tips and tricks that I have on how I plan using these planner pages, make sure to check that out. So my daily planner spread, aquafaba. That's it. Yes. So the one I think the meringue. Okay. So of course I love to embellish my planner pages because I'm going to take it out of the elastic, because making your pages pretty is one of the ways, according to James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, one of the ways for you to make tiny changes. So the other ones are make things obvious. So if you have your planner sitting in a drawer or on the shelf or out of sight, you're less likely to use it. All right, so make it obvious, make it easy. Don't complicate things for yourself. Don't, let me see, make sure, I'm just gonna, it just seems really bright because of my lights. I'm gonna see if I can turn down the brightness of my camera. Okay, so I'm just using the washi tape at the top. So this is a Filofax washi tape. Okay, let me just, all right, and then I like to, the way I embellish my page, I try and see first washi tapes, go and see some coordinating washi tapes from my collection, and then I go pick the markers that will pick whatever colors are in the washi tape. That's what I'm going to use. So on my daily page, I'm just going to remove the here so we can see it better. And then so if you, whatever planning system you have, or whatever planner pages. Oh, actually, let me know who plans on a daily planner, or do you like to plan on a weekly spread? Again, there is no right or wrong. Okay, so it's how your brain works as well as your lifestyle. If you have a lot of, moving parts in your planning, as in like lots of different things that you need to, be more detailed in, then a daily planner pages will give you a lot more focus because it's narrowing things down on a daily basis rather than trying to plan it on a weekly spread. But I do both weekly and weekly spread as well as daily. So for today's pen, I'm going to use the Pentel Energel. So I have this linked in my Amazon storefront under fave pens, washi tapes, and markers. So what's today? July 14th. Okay, so I'm going to just plan for today, and I'm going to show you how I energy block. All right, so again, if you, of course, have the type of tasks and routines that you do are very time specific, because of course if you work maybe a traditional 9 to 5 job that you got to do certain things in the morning. I know when I used to work at customer service, first thing we look at any task or any cases that we from the day before, and then we look at we have meetings. When I was doing what they call the customer success, trying to retain customers, or in account management, we will have our calls monitored and training. So sometimes, yes, you have to do time blocking by time, like 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 12 to 3. But if you are able to have a little bit more leeway with regards to your type of task you need to do, then energy blocking is a much more effective, for me anyway, again, it's got to suit you, much more effective way to plan. Aqua, water, faba, bean, so bean water. Excellent. Oh, I need dailies. It's a must for my brain. Yes, because then again, it's that funneling and focusing time. Brenda says, I use both weekly and daily. My weekly is for an overview. Yes, bird's eye view. I love it. I use daily planner to keep me on track for things to get done. So for me on a Monday, now my time blocking here, now the printout of my planner pages is faint, but these planner pages, the PDFs, print darker. It's just my printer is not cooperating with me. So I have, of course, that anything that is time sensitive, then that's when you have to block it for the time. Okay, so then I have my breakfast. Now you probably go, why does she take an hour? Because the time blocking on this is by the hour. Each line is hour. I don't take an hour for my breakfast, but I allow for breathing space. I allow for things, a little bit of room, because I might set aside time for a task that may take me longer, or something else pops up. So you don't actually have to go and time it, half an hour, breakfast time, and then put another half hour. So make sure that you don't time to the minute or time to the half hour, because we know things are going to pop up and then they're just going to, disarray. Your day will be in disarray. So AM routine. So I've actually done a little bit of my AM routine before starting the live stream. So normally I allow for a couple 2 hours for that. So I'll have 5 to 6, 5 to 7, and then breakfast time. But because I have a live stream today, my normal breakfast and morning routine gets slid down later on. So I just put AM routine is because I go and use my habit tracker to guide me on what things to do next. Okay, I've done that. Okay, I've done that. What's next? Done that, done that. Okay, so I just have here on my AM routine. Now, if you are new to any of the habits and routines that you want to start building for yourself, then I highly suggest to actually write them down individually, maybe over here. Because if it's here, it's hidden, on another page, it's hidden. So until you get to do it more often and it becomes habitual, that you now know, you don't have to think, oh, what's next again? That it's like, okay, I've done this, I do this, right? I highly suggest to write it down task by task or habit by habit until you get to know yourself and it becomes a routine or a habit. All right, so then the things that is important as well when you are planning your energy time or your time is put in your meal breaks. Okay, so I've got breakfast, and then I've got dinner, lunch, and then dinner. So I assign 1 hour for that. Again, it doesn't take me that long, the whole hour to eat, but again, it allows for that breathing space. So then that way I'm not trying to catch up. It's like, oh no, it's now 1 o'clock and I've got to do this or I've got to do that. Give yourself permission and grace to just take your time. And by also writing down your meals, it helps break up your day. And you've taken that hour block for what's important for you, for your meals, for your, to make sure that you go and put some sustenance in your body. And then by also taking up that space, it means you're not assigning other tasks. So it's really signaling to your brain, hello, you need to eat, because if you don't eat, you get cranky. All right, so really important. All right, so then now I have 2 hours here, 10 to 11 or 10 to 12. So that's when I will do focus time. But if I know already, maybe on Tuesday when I do this, it might be, film my video, edit my video. So then if you know specifically what it is that you need to do, then write it down. And then here, remember how I talked about 3 o'clock? So there's the 3 o'clock block. That's when I have the 3:30 itis and I get a big slump in the day. Get outside. All right, so let me use my, where is my, so for my little check marker, I'm going to use the Ziegling color dot marker, and then just having it here, focus time, lunchtime, get it, okay? And then I'll mark it off just like here when I've completed it. And then from lunchtime, so that's 1 to 3, another set of focus time. So normally, probably for this is here after my morning routine is I review this live stream and I make sure I update my description. I go and promote it on Instagram or promote it on Facebook, have lunch, and then the afternoon focus time would be, all right, now let's look at what I need to do for the week with my content creation. So again, for you, if you're not sure yet of what you need to do, just block out that time for the things you need, the most energy, mental energy, and then get outside. And then I know I don't get much stuff done in the afternoon. So guess what? I put me time. So that's 2 hours of open and 2 hours of do whatever I want. Right, so I can sit on the couch, I can go and play, watch whatever, and so that way, again, it's signaling to me visually by writing it down that I'm important, that I need to also create space for me. Why is it that if we have to reply to an email, we would put poor Bob. Bob is my fictional fictional person that I need to write an email to. Why isn't reply to Bob, right? We'll put it in there, reply to that email. Yet we are not being intentional with things that we need to do for ourselves. So again, if you haven't done it yet, review your previous week and check what is it that I put on my daily planner, on my weekly planner that's specifically for me. If there's none, we got to start adding. Okay, so really important. And you might go, Marianne, I'm really busy. I've got lots of things to do. If I take time to take a break, I'm going to fall behind. When you have more tasks, you also should have more breaks. It's just like the tabs on your computer. You have too many open, it's going to slow it down. It won't work. You'll get that swirling things. And you got to go turn the computer off, wait 60 seconds, let it cool down, and then, turn it back on. Don't wait until you're no longer able to work to have the break. Self-care is not a reward. It's not an afterthought. It's an important part of how well you perform, how well you are, and how well you're signaling to your brain, I am important. So if you ever feel like, why am I feeling behind? Why am I overwhelmed? Have a look. Have a look at your day. Did you take a break? Did you put some time for yourself? One of the things I've learned, and this is only recently in the last couple of years, that planning and putting time for myself actually boosts my productivity. It doesn't hinder it. It doesn't make you fall behind. It makes you go further, faster, and longer. Okay, really, really important. So, okay, so then after dinner time, well, normally I like to watch TV or time with hubby. Okay, again, and then that's when I haven't done any workout, but I said I should do workout once, at least once or twice a week, and then I will put a workout. So see here, that's already like 9 o'clock. The ideal time that everyone says, don't go and work out way before, or an hour or so before bedtime. You should really relax. Again, know the rules so you can break the rules based on your own patterns of energy. So that is how I like to block my time, based on the energy. Okay, so like Brenda, I get a little bit of energy again in the evening. Okay, that's when I'll go do my workout. Right, so let me know. Do you time block, or do you block your time based on your energy? Let me know in the chat right now. So the next thing that's on my daily planner is priority, and then there's room for tasks. So let me show you how I choose what to write for my top 3 priorities. The reason why you want to put a priority, 1 priority, 2 priorities, max 3 priorities, is if nothing else gets done in the day but 1, 2, or 3 of these priorities, you should consider that day a win. Not about that, these are the things I didn't do. So we don't want to focus on the things we didn't do. We want to focus on the things that we did do. So the way I like to do my top 3 priorities is the 1-1-1 method. Okay, and I even made a prompt card. I'll make sure I'll pop that in the, let me write it down. So what I need to put pomodoro timer. I need to also put gentle planning prompt card. So I'll make sure I put that in the description, but check it out. So gentle planning, 1-1-1, 1 must do, 1 recharge, and 1 win. So I have created, a question, because sometimes I go, 1 must do, what 1 must do? So ask yourself, what's 1 thing I absolutely need to do today? A lot of it will be non-negotiables, or things that you can't do at a different day. So have a think. So for me, I'm going to do it now with you. A negotiable is I gotta go, and where's my little timer? Okay, 1 thing I absolutely need to do today is to plan my content for the week. So then that way I'm not trying to catch up with myself. Okay, so that's my not 1 must do. Okay, because then if I don't do that today, then I won't do it for the rest of the week. All right, so have a think for yourself. What's 1 must do that you need to do today that's either a non-negotiable, or that will help move the needle in whatever key area of your life? So that could be, I need to call my mom, I need to go and catch up with a friend, or I need to go and check our savings. How are we going with our debt? Whatever it is. Okay, or I need to go for a walk, or I need to make sure I put half an hour for me in my planner today. Okay, or that one could be, what's 1 way I can recharge my energy today? So for me, for the last 16 days, I have been getting myself outside, and it has helped my mood. So regulate my mood. It's not that I don't get all cranky or low or sad or cry, but I bounce back a lot quicker than I would normally have if I don't put time to help recharge myself. Okay, so have a think for you. What's 1 task, routine, or habit that you can do today, or if you're in the evening tomorrow, right, that will help recharge your energy? It's maybe doing a hobby. It's maybe having coffee by yourself. It's maybe watching a movie by yourself. I'll talk about that in a sec with my self-care. And then, what's 1 tiny win I can complete for a small sense of progress? I'm looking at it now. My dining table is full of laundry. So put clothes away. Okay? It's a tiny win. It clears my dining table. We can eat off it. Put clothes away off the dining table. Now, if nothing else gets done except 1, 2 or all 3 of these things, it is a win. It's important that you are clocking in wins in your day, not the I got 4 things done and then you go, but I didn't get to do these 2 things, and then start to think that you failed the day because you're focusing on the things that didn't get done rather than the things you did do. And then what I like to do is I like to create a little frame or focus or box around it, because who doesn't love using our colorful markers and making our pages all nice and pretty? Because remember, making things pretty and attractive is one of the ways to help make tiny changes. So then if I'm looking at my day and then I have all these things here, but then if they're not done at the end of the day, but 1, 2, or 3 or all of those are done, clock that as a victory. Clock that as a big win, a small win of the day. All right, so let me know, how are we going? Is this how, do you put top priorities? Or do you just have a long list of tasks and then figure out which one of these do I need to do next? Okay, again, by helping focus on the things, priority will make you go, it highlights it, right? So by putting a little box around it like this, it highlights it and makes you go, oh, okay, I haven't done any of those yet. Let me do that during my focus time. Oh, I haven't got myself outside. Let me do that now because it's around about 3 o'clock. Oh, I'm looking at the dining table and it's 4 o'clock and I still haven't done that. Let me clear that up now. And then that's a win, a tiny little win. So that is how I plan my day, or plan top 3 priorities. Just 3 things, okay? Must do, recharge moment, and a win. And then, of course, I have all these other lines to be able to put anything else. Like I know, the top 3 priorities are not the only thing I have to do for the day, but I know that if I do get one of them done, then, it's a win. So the other tasks, the things I like to look at for other things that's on there, check your calendar. What's on your calendar? Oh, where is my calendar? It's here. All right, so I'll look my calendar. So I've got my YouTube live there, so I can cross that off. And then I can transfer any of these tasks onto my weekly page or my daily page. So there's nothing else for Monday. So we're just doing Monday today. But I know you can look back at your previous week to see if there's anything you need to carry over. I know I got to go claim my NDIS invoices. All right. What else? So then you go and have a look at any other things. So if you have time, if you have the energy and you have the capacity to do more than your top 3 priorities, then you can list them down there. All right. So short to-do list, any other things, for lower priority tasks. And the other thing to do as well, if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, if you're having a little bit of a difficult time, write yourself a little positive affirmation. So let's have a look. Let me see, what can I write today? I'm going to go and maybe use this color. I'm going to tell myself, it's a little pep talk, you've got this. You've got this, Marianne, okay? So by writing a little positive affirmation, or maybe some, wonderful quotes that really, will help you reframe maybe any negative thinking or any self-doubt or any limiting beliefs, pop it there. Because every time you see this for the day and then you go, and then you're like feeling like you're falling behind, it's a little reminder. It's your little, pep talk. It's you talking to yourself and saying, you've got this. I'm proud of you. You can write, I'm proud of you. You can write, you've got this, or one step at a time. And the beauty of writing a little positive affirmation like this is it takes up space on your planner, so then you don't have to try and fill it in with all more tasks, because that little space there gives you your breathing room. So if anything does come up later in the day, you know, you're allowed for that. Because sometimes for a lot of us planners who have bought planners, who have bought, have whatever planning system you have, when there's a space, I don't know why, we tend to fill it in. We go, oh, okay, what other task should I do? Oh, there's more space here, so I better fill it in with tasks. Fill it in with positive affirmations. Fill it in with pictures. Fill it in with stickers. Fill it in with washi tapes, because this embellishment is your way of giving yourself breathing room. I think it was only last week that I discovered this, that I was like, by actually taking up space and not leaving it for tasks, this is a great way for you to, if something takes a little bit longer to do than what you had planned for, then that's your little space, okay? Space for breaks, space for buffers, space for breathing room, all right? So check your calendar, check your previous week's pages to see if there's anything you need to carry over. I think this one, tidy desks. I was supposed to do that yesterday. So tidy desks. And then so I broke it down into 3 actionable steps. So clear desks, wipe desks, and then put things away in their place. Put things away. Now, by breaking it down like this into 3 actionable steps, so here's a little tip. If you have a task that you have moved from 3 weeks ago to last week to this week, and you can't figure out why you haven't actioned it yet, it might just be because it's too vague. The thing that you have put in your planner, it's too vague. So you need to break it down into small, actionable steps. So that's why I put that there, because I know if I just put tidy desk, then I go, there's a lot on my desk. It's too overwhelming. If I go, just clear the desk, that's it. Just do that first step. All right. So if you ever have, because I know I've done that, like you move a task. Okay, I didn't do that last week. Okay, I didn't do that this week. I'm going to go move it again. Just break it down into tiny steps. How are we going? Are we good? Now, make sure if you are getting value from today's video, I would love for you to hit that thumbs up or like button. And of course, make sure to also share it with someone who might, get benefit from planning their day based on their energy. All right, so really important. And then the other thing that when you're planning your day is make sure to add your breaks, your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is going to allow you to give space for those necessary breaks, and it takes up again. Or, make sure in your planner, take up space for things that are for you, things that are positive, rather than just tasks, to-dos. And then the more tasks you put on your planner, and then, you don't allow for breathing space, I know it's easier said than done to go, don't worry about the things you didn't get done. But if you're like me, who, is like Brenda, who likes to gamify things or make, let's see how well we can, how many tasks we do, that it's the either the blank task box or the incomplete is takes up too much of our priority. But we want to make sure that we're doing stuff for ourselves. So energy block your day. All right. So gentle planning for your top 3, 1-1-1 method, and then of course note down any other tasks that if you do have any space, any capacity or energy left in your day, then you can action them. So, but give yourself some kindness that if you don't do them, it's okay. All right. So now, like I said, if it's resonating with you, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And, let me know in the chat right now, what's one task can you do that will help re-energize your day? What is it that you love doing? What is it that you love to that brings you joy, that makes you happy, and that's just for you? That it doesn't, if it's not for someone else. It's not to please anyone else. All right. So let me know also if you have any question with the way I plan my day. And then again, you might try this and go, Marianne, no, it's not for me. But you always have to tweak your planning system based on the way your brain works and your lifestyle. So if you're busy one week or busy 1 month, your planning, the way you plan your day is going to be different on those other times where it's not as busy. All right. So let me know if you are still here. Say me, because now it is time to go and flip through my new A5 current setup. Let me just clean up as I go. Oh, Diane loves going to the gym. Diane, I want to go and love going to the gym as well, because I'm actually with getting myself outside 16 days in a row. I think I can now, because it's starting to become a habit, I think I can start adding in. We have a gym. I live in an apartment block. We have a gym that, I go and we pay for it, as in part of the rent. And so I might do that. You might have inspired me, Diane, to also maybe not love, maybe like going to the gym, but that is a great way to love going to me. Yes, Diane, me too, Diane. See, there you go. I love this. You guys, see, you might have inspired me to go to the gym. And then I've got all these like active wear. They might maybe a bit smaller now because I have put on a little bit of weight, but make sure that I might do that. Brenda says, I love caring for my flowers outside, deadheading and watering. It rejuvenates me. I actually would love to have a garden, but well, maybe I shouldn't say I'm not a good gardener. It's because probably I just haven't practiced. But I would love to have a garden myself. Go you, Marianne. Yes, I know. So I've got dumbbells here, and I've got the walking pad. Well, you know what, Diane, you might have inspired me to pick up maybe a couple of days of starting those and then going into using the gym in my apartment block. All right, so if you're still here and you are excited like me with my new planner system, let me just pop them back so then you know how I have it set up. So one of my founding members in my private plannerettes inner circle community had asked about, my ultimate planner bundle as a booklet. And I went, I've made booklets in the past, but I never, I didn't know how to house them. Somehow I didn't think that, Traveler's Notebook came in A5, because in the retail store that I visit, it's only in the regular and in the passport size. And then I went, let's go check it out. And I bought this A5 Traveler's Notebook. This is by a company called September Leather, but I do have the link in the description below, both US, I think it's the US store. I'll make sure I pop in the Australian store as well. Now, I have quite a few things in here. I don't know if I'll keep them all in here. I do like the chunky look, and then the look like it's been lived in, that, I'm not too fussed that it's, parts of the notebook inserts are protruding out. I like that it looks like I've already been using this for years and it's only been a few days. Okay, yes, excited for the flip through. Yes, Elle, are you doing it as well? So I know Diane has inspired me. Let me know if you're doing gym stuff as well. But yes, I'm excited to see your flip through and how you have tab sections and organized. Okay, so let us go. So this is a new setup I'm trying out, and like always, it might evolve. Okay, so here are the things I have in here. So I have the pen holder. This is the actual Traveler's Company version or brand. I have a Filofax Olip clip. So this holds, at the moment, my Pentel Energel pen. I'm going to continue using it. I used it last week. And so it's sort of like a blue or a dark blue pen. So I'm going to continue that because it's right smoothly. This video is not sponsored by anybody, all right? But if you are checking it out, hey brand, come sponsor me. Come sponsor me. All right, so inside the Olip clip is holding all the details in the description below. So make sure to check that out. And if remember how I said I go and rewatch this live stream again. So if I do miss out, wait for me for about a couple of hours and then I'll update it. But yeah, so let's do a planner flip through. Hobonichi basic stencil. I'm going to just remove this so I can see all of it. All right, so and I mainly use it for the little squares or the little circles, and of course that's how I use to check off my completed tasks. And then we have in here, these little corner pockets are from Daiso. So and they have an adhesive that you can just stick it to either, your planner. And so that houses my little card of washi tape. So this is just a cut off of a laminated sheet wrapped around my fave washi tape. So if I ever need to use washi tapes on the go, again, a little bit of cut off of, I think this is a document envelope, the pieces I've cut off. I've got some transparent Happy Planner Classic stickers. So that's just a nice little embellishment there, making your planner pages, your planner setup again pretty will also help you use it more often than not. Yes, very much. Kindred spirits indeed. I love this, you guys. I didn't know you love gym as well. So now I want to love gym as well. Okay, so maybe you'll start seeing me, do gym work. So I've got a second corner pocket, and so these are my other task cards. So laminated sheet, sticky note flags, label maker, and again these are just little prompts for me of what I need to do. So this is I have to change some of these because I don't do budgeting content anymore. These are the Instagram posts that I had on Mondays, but so I've got to change that, but I wanted to keep that in there. And this is my planner check for how to get things done. So Mondays I check my pages from last week, weekly, but again I'll make sure, let me pop that down before I forget. Prompt card video. Okay, right. So again, that lives there. So then if I need reminding, because I don't have, our brain is not meant for remembering things. It's for being creative. Oh, Brenda, thank you. Super sticker $5. Thank you so much. I love it. I appreciate you so much. You're always so supportive of my content and my channel. Yes, keep it up. There's that little green pair. Keep it up. Ooh, I'm going to work on my arms because none of my jackets are and my coats. It's winter here in Sydney, Australia. None of them are fitting because, of course, I need to wear, jumpers and bulky tops with long sleeve. And so when I put my coats and my jackets, they're too tight around my arms. So yes, that's a nice, that little green pair. That all right. I might do some dumbbell works. I'll go film myself. If you follow me on Instagram at Marianne Crest, you'll see it in my stories. You guys, you're gonna make me work. And I love it. I want to work. I want to work out. All right. So this one here is a traveler's notebook insert. I think the other side of this is the zippered. So Desiree TV, a channel here on YouTube, is because when I was looking at what sort of things to add into my travelers, I thought, for me anyway, the way my brain thought that, and I like to matchy, that I only can put inserts that are A5. But then she showed that, hey, you can put inserts that's different size. So this is the traveler's notebook in regular. And then this printout is I put in Canva to animate myself. And so this is the printout. So I just printed it on, I think this is 160 GSM cardstock. The back of it, I printed lines. So then that way, when you flip through, it's, it's pretty aligned there. Okay, so that's a nice little dashboard. Uh, um, Yay, made it time for the setup. Yay, thank you. How did the cleaning go, Irene? I hope you were enjoying listening in and that you are feeling good today. All right, and then so that's that one. And then I made an insert, notebook insert. So for those of you that are new to my channel, I do have a freebie that I call the Calm and Clear Starter Kit. So let me show you. Everything in here is not all of it, but I created a booklet of some of the stuff. Let me see if I can have that. Where is it? All right, so the starter kit, it's free. What's in it is a brain dump guide, a brain dump trigger list, a brain dump grid page, self-care bingo card, and a simple habit tracker. So some of those I have included. So this is my personal use, but it has 3 months worth of, let me show you the pages. So I've got my movement challenge. I actually just printed it on a different, well, I had it on a different paper in my A5 ring planner. So I just cut it to size and glued it. And so for the last 16 days, I have been getting myself outside for a walk. So I'm very proud of that. So that is going to be such a big win for me. And a few of these have been during, when it's rainy and windy and dark and cold. And so I think I'm starting to build that habit that it's now becoming part of my daily routine, and I'm not thinking about it too much, and it's not a chore, or it's not not thinking of it as an exercise. It's more of I want to do rather than I have to do. Daily affirmations as well I have in there. So I've got the self-care bingo card. So this is part of the free Calm and Clear starter kit, but I put it in a notebook. So they're individual, when you get it, they'll be individual pages. So if you ever come to me and go, Marianne, I don't know what sort of activities I can do for myself that's that takes for me to take breaks. You've got 25 different ideas. 1 minute deep breathing, go to the movie on your own, have a 10-minute stretch or yoga, do something creative, paint, take a nap, right? And so these little yellow dots here are the things I've done for July, because again, this is going to be 3 months worth. And so for the week, I go and have a look at, what sort of things can I do today? So let me show you. All right, sit in the sun for 10 minutes, drink a glass of water, and I make it big and obvious with nice colorful markers. Journal for 5 minutes, right? If you put it in your planner, not every time you do it, but it's more, you're likely 5 minutes off your phone. I can mark that off. Okay, what else? Meal with no screen, paint by numbers. Okay, so many different, 25 different ideas for you. Let's quickly have a look. Done with clean. Now baking cookies for a nice reward. Oh, yay, well done. Yes, well done. I love it. Now I want cookies. Now I want cookies. All right, so self-care bingo card. There's a brain dump guide. So this is a freebie. This is a freebie. This is a freebie that's part of the self-care. What I just did is I just put it in a booklet. Now the running to-do list is not a freebie. However, it's only $5, Australian $5, but it's a great way for me to go and do all the things I have dumped from my head down on paper and put it on a one-page for my task, so then I don't overwhelm myself. If you go back to my brain dump, first Sunday of each month, first Sunday of each month, I do a live brain dump here on this channel, and we go through, the guide of how to get it out of our head and categorize it and pop it in a running to-do list. So this is available in, do I have it on there? Yep, the running to-do list. And so it comes in different size, A5, Happy Planner Classic, or letter. So I've just used my little iPad to create a little a notebook booklet. So brain dump, the to-do list. So this was what we did yesterday as part of my Plannerette's Inner Circle. And so this is a great jumping point for me to plan my week and just keeping it into the one page. Yes, come on over. I'll start a pot of coffee. Yes, I'll come over soon. Oh, I would love to travel soon, but darn money. You need money to go and do these things. Elf, friends, I need to pop out. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye, Elf. Love you. See you next time. All right, so then that one. So that is my little brain dump little booklet and that has my running to do list at the front. Now, I just, for little tabs like this, so this one, let me see, do I have one handy? Handy. Let me see, where did I put it? I think I put it in here. So again, this is in the description below. So it's just a sticky note flag. I got this idea from creating little tabs like this by Creations by Monya on Instagram. So then you've got just these little sticky note flags, okay? And then I used my Dymo Electrotag label maker. Oh, it's very dusty. Label maker to write the little tab. So then I can just move that. So if I need to move that to next week, I just move that to next or the next page, and then I just move that. And then of course the stickiness, will probably not be as sticky later in a few weeks time, but there's plenty. You get lots in a pack, and then I just use my label maker to label the things. Okay. By L, yes, that's right, by L. Okay, so that little booklet is 3 months worth. It's got 15 weeks of brain dump and to-do list, and then that just lives at the front. So then if I need to go and figure out what I need to do for the week, I transfer all of that into my weekly and daily page. So then that's the other side of the zippered traveler's notebook pocket, and inside I've just got, actually, I will put that in there. Or do I have one already in there? No. Okay, so just little sticky note flags that I don't know if I'll keep them all in there. It's just because sometimes if it gets bulky and I'm writing, it might get in the way, but I like it. I like the chunkiness. This is a Traveler's Company Traveler's Notebook regular size insert that came with these ones. So I've just have that in there. I've added some stickers at the front. The stickers are from, let me have a look. This one here, Shimelle, Reasons to Smile. So if you're in the US, I'm sure you can find them from different scrapbooking retailers. And so it's got the stickers on there. And then it's got this. This is what I used for my covers of my notebook insert. All right, so the different colorful covers, that's what I use to use for my cover page. And then this is just for my notes. I just write random notes for my content creation and when I'm thinking about my YouTube videos, my thumbnails, and ideas. And so then it's not, it doesn't have to be neat. It's just I can scribble in there. So that's that one. Now this here, I couldn't find in Amazon or anywhere an A5 size little pocket like this. So guess what I did? I just made one up from a document envelope, an A4 document envelope, scored it in the middle and folded it in half. And look, see, that's a document envelope, like an A4 size document envelope. But I folded it in half, and now I use that as a little dashboard or a little pocket if I have any loose leaf pages. Or if I want to print something, maybe like a collage of photos, see, I can insert that in there. And then on the other side of it, it had this little pocket, I guess, for labels for your, with your documents. So I've just put picture of hubby and I, and I glued it. I glued the picture, or well, actually, this is a sticky photo paper. I used it using the B21 Pro label maker. So this was part of my brand partnership with them on Instagram, but this video is not sponsored by them. But so this is a photo paper and it's a sticker. So instead of having the back of it just plain white, if I don't take the backing, I just stuck it on a scrap piece of the cardstock. So then that way, when it's in there, the flip side, I have a nice little pattern. And then I just, again, piece of, I think this is a document envelope, some more stickers. So you can go, if you have nice, you know, you can look at packaging, you know, plastic, get some nice little sticker that you like, and then pop that in as an embellishment on your page. And then I've got here just these sticky flags. And then when I was testing my label maker, I popped a photo of me that I liked. So yes, I'm you know, you're probably going, have a photo of yourself. Well, look, you know, I'm so hard on myself. A lot of times I'm so critical. I tell myself that I'm ugly, or I'm fat, and so this is a good way for me, because I like that photo. It's a good way for me to be nice and kind to myself. So yes, I'm going to have a photo of me to remind me that, Marianne, you look lovely. And stop being hard on yourself and so critical about your weight and about your face and about your hair and about, well, whatever else. And then this one here is a Midori notebook cover, so an A6. So then I use that again as a nice little pocket. So this is a sticker release paper, traveler's notebook. So any loose leaf stickers I have, I've transferred them here, and then I house that in there. So this is a cover for you know, these things for the Midori. So Midori notebook. So so then that way it protects the cover if you're you know, out and about. So that's what that cover is. But because of, you know, inspired by what I saw Desiree TV, I went, oh, so I don't have to have inserts that are just A5 in my A5 setup. And then it looks nice that it's staggered, like the different size pockets and different size notebook inserts, okay? And then, of course, this is the Ultimate Planner Bundle in the notebook insert. Hi, Andrea. Nice to see you. How are you? I appreciate you helping by. Thank you so much for joining. So we've got the July cover page. It's got a goals tracker. In the next couple of days, I'm going to do a mid-month check-in, see how well I'm doing with the goals that I have set for myself at the beginning of the month. It has the calendar spread, habit tracker. This normally would be mood and sleep tracker, but I'm tracking my steps. Now, these bits here where I don't have the steps is either I forgot to charge my Apple Watch, or I didn't move, or it just didn't get noted down. And then you have the Wellbeing Planner spread, a weekly spread. Here, instead of using my weekly spread as a planner, I use it as a little journal or my done list. So I write down what I did instead of writing what to do. So that's another good way. If you have a weekly spread already in your planning system, but you don't use it, you can use it as a journal. You can use it as a, you know, the things that you did to like little dear diary. So, and then of course I love using my Zig Clean color dot marker, the fine tip end, to make it colorful. You know, sometimes just adding a little bit of color into your planning days, it will just boost it and will make you want to use your planner more often than not. Oh, Marianne, this is really making my want to go back to a traveler's notebook. Yeah, a lot of the traveler's notebook videos that I've watched are 2 to 3 years old, because I guess it's not as popular as it was a couple of years ago. And look, I'm really new to planning, you know, physical planning and having A5 ring planners, because before I used to plan on my iPad and really didn't plan at all. And so it's only been bullet journaling. I did bullet journaling from 2017 to 2020. And so I'm very new to traveler's notebook. So it fascinates me how it's like, oh my God, it just looks like I'm traveling. I'm not traveling anyway. I'm traveling in my mind, in my mindset. All right, so then there's that daily planner, my energy blocking, my top 3 priorities, other tasks, giving myself word of the day or word of the week, or making, intentional scheduling of my self-care. And historically, the end of the week, I don't plan as much because, my energy level. So that's another thing as well with energy blocking, not just energy for your day, but energy for your week. So make sure you put the tasks that require a lot of energy during the days that you have most energy. So Thursdays, well, Friday, Saturday, my energy level goes down. All right. And then you get 5 weeks worth of the well-being planner spread, which has the mood journal, weekly spread. So last week I did this live and did sticker embellishments, and it's looking pretty. I'm loving it. So you can use you don't have to, let me just let you know, you don't have to use your planner the same way each and every time. If you're finding yourself not touching your planner, change it up. You don't have to use it for what's intended for. You can have this as maybe writing down recipes, writing down, book quotes, whatever. It's your planner, it's your rules, no judgment. And then, of course, daily planning, and then nice photo. I want to do more like little scrapbooking or photo memory photos. And then this, I'm going to plan off camera, my weekly, this week, my well-being, my weekly, and of course, this is what we did today when it comes to energy blocking, top 3 priorities, and affirmation. And then that goes on for 5 weeks worth. And here again, I used my Dymo Electrotag label maker. Doesn't that look nice? And then because I'm thinking, oh, I can't use divider tabs because it'll just fall out. Okay, so use the sticky note flags. And then, of course, if you don't have a label maker, this Staedtler permanent marker, okay, it's fine tip. It's good to write on shiny surface, and it doesn't smudge. Well, wait 5 minutes not 5 minutes, 5 seconds for it to dry. But if you don't have to have a label maker, you can write down your labels on things. And even you don't even need to buy these sticky note flags. Write it on a piece of paper, cut it, use your clear sellotape, and pop it there. All right. So we bunch can make different stuff. Okay, and then the back of the Ultimate Planner bundle, you have the gratitude log. And so again, I've started to add photos of the fam. And because it's a nice little booklet now, because in the past, some of my followers would go, where do I keep the ring bound planner, my ring bound pages? Where do I keep it? For the moment, I just rubber band them, and they're in an IKEA box, storage box. But have the great thing of having it in a notebook insert style, and I'll probably add a label to this later on, is I can keep it. It's all housed in. 1 month is all housed in. And so the memory keeping photos will be a great way to look back. And I don't throw any of my planner pages because I like to shop my own planner spread to give me ideas on how to embellish, pages later on. So gratitude log, and at the back, I have a victory log. And so this is a really great way for me to go and note down the wins of the day. Brand deal, toured Sydney Harbour today, day 9 of my get outside habit. I learned new things yesterday, and I've got to put my win for tomorrow. So that's the Ultimate Planner Bundle Printable in a notebook insert style. But I also have it for A5 ring planner, for Happy Planner Classic planner, as well as letter or Big Happy Planner Classic. So it has 5 weeks worth of things for your productivity, self-care, and well-being. So again, the other side of the document envelope is that. The other side of the Midor A6 printable. Like, I actually don't use this stencil, but it fitted so well in there. Sometimes you just add things for embellishment even though you don't use it. This is a traveler's notebook insert, calendar insert. So it's blank. So this is my content creation, what type of things I want to create. And then, so yeah, it's blank. So you can start it at any time of the year. And then I made myself another notebook insert. This one is my Get Things Done bundle printable. So it has my list of stuff. So if you have, let me know if you have read David Allen's How to Get Things Done book. So his methodology there is capture, clarify, organize, reflect, and forgot. I had a video about it. Oh no, actually, I'm making a video. I have to just edit it. So a list of stuff is a placeholder for the things you want to do, need to do, but don't know yet what the outcome looks like or when you want to do it. So remember, well, here's the big thing about his Get Things Done methodology is don't use your brain to remember things. It's for your brain is for being creative. So have a system where you can write things down that pop in your head that are not immediate. It's not within this month or this week or today or in the next 3 months, but have a place to write it down so you don't forget. So what I like to do is then I haven't been doing it as often, but I review my list of stuff in the past when I was good at it once a week. So I create categories at the top. So for me, these are my color coding. Pink is me stuff. Orange is YouTube stuff. Yellow is Instagram stuff. Green is for my planner inserts and shop stuff. This sort of teal is income producing activities. The blue, what is the blue? What is the blue? Let me see. The blue is workshop idea. I think, oh yeah, so workshop idea, what's the teal? Yep, I think the blue is blogging, workshops, and then the purple is for my membership stuff. So once it pops in my head, I've got to go, oh, I need to write that down or else I'll forget it. And if it's not something that I know what to do with yet or when I would like to do it, I'll put it in my list of stuff. So David Allen says, have a trusted system that you can go back to and refer to. So either once a week, I look at it and I look at maybe 1 to 2 things from each bucket or each collection or each category. Is that something I can do this week? And then go pop it in my planner. And then once I've actioned it, I like to highlight it just to say, hey, well done, you've done some stuff. So again, color coding, that's just my color coding. You can pick whatever works well for you. In this Get Things Done bundle printable is a projects list. So again, based on David Allen's How to Get Things Done, if a task has more than one physical actionable step, it becomes a project. That's the reason why a lot of things don't get done is because we haven't broken it enough down into small actionable tasks. So if you look at projects, not the traditional like project management or things like that. So anything that has more than one actionable step, write it in a projects list because technically you don't have to have a task completed all in one go. You can do let's say the example is getting your car and maintained. The every 6 months. We don't have a vehicle, so I don't know how often you should get your car checked, right? But if you've just put in your planner, get car checked, or the maintenance, that's too big a task to do, and that's probably why you don't do it as often, or you don't do it. So break it down. The first thing to do is find the phone number of the mechanic. Find out, everyone's schedule, so then that way we know that when we don't need a car, we have to try and go and schedule friends to pick us up or catch a train or whatever. Go call the mechanic. Bring the car in, all right? So a projects list is any task that requires more than one actionable step. And then the other thing in this bundle is a someday maybe list. So anything that you need to do that is not even in the immediate future, but you don't want to forget it. So for me, it'll be like maybe learn how to play the ukulele, learn how to play the piano, or climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So that is my Get Things Done notebook. So again, it's available in A5, in letter, in Happy Planner Classic, as well as for, do I have it in here? As well as the, do I have it? I think I have it. Yep, as well as personal size planner. And I think I have it in a traveler's notebook regular as well. Check the shop. I've got the link in the description. And then at the back, because I wanted to see how many things I can fit in here, is, so this is the traveler's notebook. Let me just get the box so you can see. Bear with me. So again, I did purchase it from Amazon, but the company is September Leather. So the A5 traveler's notebook comes in this little bag, and it does come with 3 lined notebook inserts. All right, so I'm using one of them. On 4 o'clock, I don't know if you subscribe to my email newsletter, I talked about 4 a.m. Saturday morning, wide awake, feeling lost, feeling like I don't know what I'm doing. Am I doing enough? Am I good enough? Is everything I'm doing right now, this, is it worth it? I was just wanting to give up. And so, I thought, all right, Marianne, what do you need to do? All right. I acknowledged the feeling. I took deep breaths, and then I wrote how I felt. So I wrote down the things I was feeling. And then once I did that, it's like, what's one thing I can do right now to get me out of this swirling thought in my head? So I used one of the lined notebooks that came with the A5 planner as my little worry log, journal log. So just anything where, it doesn't fit into my normal planning. And then in the middle, again, there was, because let me see what I can fit in, is traveler's notebook craft file. And so I've just popped some paper clip there, and I popped a little card that I got from Steph, so it lives in there to remind me of the lovely parcel that she sent me. So, and then again, another pen holder, traveler's notebook folder. So then I've got 2 pens. This one is a Violet Friction the limited edition pen. So I got this as part of a brand partnership with Pilot on Instagram. This one, I think I was gifted by Pentel Energel. And so, both of these pens I have used in the past, even before getting brand partnership. I want to make sure that I always use stuff that I like. Now, it is quite chunky, and it had the middle one, of course, protrudes out, but you know what? I'm not minding that. And so I just like to pull the edge insert, so then it's a little bit label. I am looking at a different planner that's the spine, because see how this is technically, it should only have 3 planner inserts in there, not thousands, and not all these different pockets, but I like it. So then I use, it's an elastic closure, and because it does protrude out all the pages, it might get squished, but that's okay. Again, I love that lived-in planning look. And then these 2 pen holders sort of stops the elastic from pressing onto my clear divider tab. Charlotte says, love the traveler's notebook setup. Yes, me too. I'm really, and I think it is smaller than yes, it would be smaller than an A5 ring notebook. So let me see. There you go. So not as wide, and just not as tall. And so if it goes into your bag, you won't require a much bigger bag. And the leather, what do they call it? Patina? Is that? Please, those learned planners who have more experience with traveler's notebook. So I don't mind that it will get scratched, but with my A5 planners, I don't like it that there's scratches on it, because I think that, so you want it to look like there you go, I've just made a scratch on that you've traveled, because it is a traveler's notebook, so you want it to look like it's been lived in. And the chunkiness allows me to make it look like it looks really nice. So if you do have any questions, if you are watching watching on replay and you have any questions, or if I do miss anything that I have mentioned or shown, do let me know, so then that way I'm not I don't miss out. So or you don't miss out. So all the links are in the description below, so make sure to check that out. Now, if you are watching this video before July 17th, just a heads up that I do have a vault sale happening on my shop at maryanncresp.com. When I was feeling lost and unsure, one of the things is, okay, well, what's one thing you can do? Let's clean up, right? So decluttering your mind, brain dumping, decluttering and organizing your home, just like Irene was doing earlier today, right? Helps you create clean space, creates that reset. And so I thought we need a task, Marianne, that will help us reset, that has a clear start and finish, that you can see the progress. I went, let's go clean up our store. So I have a lot of planner inserts that I created along the way. I've changed things up. I want to try a certain different weekly spreads, but having too many things in my shop, for anyone new or maybe who don't watch my videos or follow me on Instagram, it would just be too overwhelming. So what I did, I looked at all my planner printables and so, all right, well, which ones can I retire? So after July 17th, 11:59 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, the planner printables that are part of these vault sale bundle, I will retire. I won't make them. So it'll, make room for maybe new planner inserts later down the track. So I have 2 pocket planner printables under the bundle. And then for the personal size, there's 5 different planner inserts. But for the A5, Happy Planner Classic and letter size, there are 21 planner inserts in each that I'm retiring. So you have habit and mood sleep tracker. Now, the only difference with this is the font. So I'm using a different font, but there's the habit tracker. You've got a self-care planner inserts. You've got my well-being planner, my first iteration of my well-being planner spread, a future log. Now it's only because it's July and December only that's I guess applicable and usable. You've got a reading list. You have foldable daily, weekly spread, brain dump. You've got worry log, and then this one here. You have, if you want to try a bullet journal style for your ring planner, Happy Planner Classic, I am retiring these habit tracker. What else is there? There's a weekly spread, sort of like this same sort of similar setup as a Hobonichi, space for your productivity and your tasks. So 21 inserts under $50, more than, I think it's 55% off. So if you're one of these people, there's a period tracker, there's a books tracker, okay, and there's this cute wheel of life habit trackers. Because sometimes what happens when you're planning, and if you've been doing the same planning system day in, day out, and then there's no more novelty, there's no newness, and you find that you're not touching your planner for weeks on end, a great way is just changing up your planner page. And so this is a great opportunity for you. If you wanted it, you don't have to get it, but I don't want you to miss out. If you go, oh, Marianne, where's that planner page that you were using last time? If you ever go back to any of my old videos and content. So the vault sale will be available until my July 17th, 11:59 Australian Eastern Standard Time. So have a think. I don't want you to miss out. And those prices are in Australian dollars. So if you're in the US, it's the currency that you see is they're Australian. So when you click on the link, I think, do I have the link in here? I don't know if I have the link. It's in the description. It's in the description. I don't think I have it. All right. So just like my mind, And just like my, home, decluttering is, it's a much needed declutter that I needed to do of my Shopify website at maryanncrest.com. All right, so if today, it's a lot today. We've gone nearly 2 hours. If today gave you aha moments, I'd love to hear about them in the comments section. So make sure you let me know. I love reading your comments. And of course, if you are wanting and needing deeper support, be amongst other community members, beyond the once a week that I do pop on here on YouTube, or you just need someone to help guide you during days where you cannot seem to think because you are overwhelmed, you are stressed, or just burnt out, I want you to join my waiting list for my Planneret's Inner Circle private membership. Okay, so currently I have founding members in there that joined me to help shape and create. And yesterday's brain dump and weekly reset session was so inspiring, not just to them, but to me, because I can feel lonely and sad a lot of times. It's, probably the way my brain works, where I can question myself, question my worth. And sometimes all you need is a guide to say, how are you doing today? And that you're not lonely, you're not doing it by yourself. And having someone give you that gentle nudge of, have you taken a deep breath today? Have you eaten? Have you napped? Have you gone outside? Have you done something for yourself? All right, a space to feel supported and inspired. Join the waiting list, because I have the launch date for next week, but I didn't anticipate that my son is having his 18th birthday at the end of the month. And so if I have to move it later, I don't know. We'll see. We're just doing it messy. We're doing it just, making sure that we are still doing it regardless of whatever comes up. Join the wait list and be the first to know when I do open it for the public and get early bird perks. Some of the Plannerettes you see in the live chat are founding members, and we've been helping each other go from overwhelmed to calm, get some clarity, get some confidence, and those words of encouragement when we are not feeling well physically, mentally, or emotionally. And of course, if you do want more videos like this, I've got tons of content on daily planning, habit tracking, and how to actually make your planner work for you. Now, in fact, about 53% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. So if that's you, hit the subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss a thing. I go live every week just like this. Once a month, first Sunday, we do a live brain dump and weekly reset, and of course, many more videos there. So let me know if you enjoyed this video today. Give it a thumbs up. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. That's top of the hour, 2 hours worth. We did it, everybody. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I will see you in the comment section. See you next time. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Okay, let's go. I'm chasing dreams.